Hey everybody, Falcon Genie here. And well everybody, Falcon Genie here everybody. And what do I like to start off with? Well, let's just say it's New Year's season everyone. It's New Year's. It's New Year's everybody. It's 2025 has arrived. 2025 has arrived everybody. I wonder this year will be great. What kinds of stories I will making up stories that will clown degenerates, rather be scammers, dating roaches, or predators trying to groom kids. I'm very excited to propagate against these degenerates, everyone. Why am I excited? Because I know 2025 is going to be a really, really good year, unlike 2024 it was. I'm not sure, how 2024 was supposed to be, like 2024, don't get me wrong, I was more productive back then. I mean, don't get me wrong, 2024, everybody, I was more productive back then. But now I'm even productive even more, just by going outside and going to the gym. From what I'm doing, everyone, I'm just going outside. I mean, I don't need to have a New Year's resolution, everybody. I really don't need it because I'm already doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Just going outside, walking from front to back, then going to the gym, doing swimming exercises one day and weightlifting the other. That's what every man should be doing, not staying home all day, bullshitting around all day, just going on 4chan, going on Reddit, going on these so-called forums and websites, or these so-called forums, just saying a bunch of nonsense on those forums and eating fast food and Cheetos all day and all night long just by ordering DoorDash, if not Grubhub, or whatever. That's what I don't do, everybody. Because at the end, everybody, I don't care, I really do not care what other people say about me. Because at the end, I'd rather do things my way and my own way. Because I don't want this stomach. I don't sit home all day and all night long just by eating cheesy puffs, just by eating Cheetos or eating fast food all day. Which, by the way, which does so much damage to your health, basically, because you got to go outside and walk. Because that's what I should be currently doing, everybody. I love this. I love this. That's what I love doing, everyone. I love doing this. I love making music. Anyways, where was I? Oh, yeah. Anyways, everyone, you shouldn't just be staying home all day and all night long. You shouldn't just be staying home. You shouldn't just be staying home all day and all night long in your own home, doing nothing just by looking on the computer and just talking a bunch, and just going on forums and talking a bunch of nonsense, talking a bunch of BS all day, and not being productive. Because first of all, the way you take, just how you react, or even going on social media and just commenting, and not putting any consistent effort to make something of your own. Which people that criticize, I mean, don't get me wrong, I get those critics too, everyone. I get those critics too. I get those critics too, everybody, saying that how it could do better. Look, I understand criticism is important, everyone, and I know for a fact criticism is definitely important. But everyone, when you don't care what other people think about you, you live the life the way you want to live. I say who cares what a bunch of losers, what a bunch of online losers have to say. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this really good, but the only time when a woman is attracted to you is when you don't chase after her or harass her or try to go out with her or try to pester her or saying, could you go out with me, could you go out with me, could you go out with me? Because first of all, women don't like that. Because you're pestering her. You're harassing her. She has to be the one to make the first move on you. If you're attracted to her. If you're not, just move on with your life and just leave her alone. If she doesn't find you attractive, just move on with your life. Move on. Just move on, everyone. Just move on. Don't harass her. Don't pester her. If she says no, just say if she says no, no means no, and just move on. Simple as that. That's what every man should do, and they should just move on. But apparently for some people in society, it's not enough. Because these invasive internet, where these so-called people, when they don't understand no means no, it's not enough for them. And that's why they end up getting in trouble. Why do they end up getting in trouble? Because the majority of these internet criminals are preying on vulnerable people because they think they can get away with it. That's where these so-called followers, the so-called pickup game, these so-called red pill dating coaches, these losers I like to call it, or should I call it the criminal pill I like to call it, because that's what they're basically doing. It's criminality. Because what they're doing is crime, basically, what these so-called scammers and grifters are doing. They're criminals. Let's make some song, everyone. Anyways, that's how you make it, everyone. Anyways, these so-called majority of these so-called internet criminals, everyone, these so-called alpha men, what they basically are criminals, these grifters, everyone, because the majority of these internet criminals are just preying on vulnerable people because they think they can get away with it. Because these so-called grifters, these so-called alpha men, think they can get away with it until the feds catch up with them, until the feds investigate them and catch up with them because they found out they haven't been paying their taxes to them. And then, if they haven't been paying the IRS finds out that these so-called alpha men grifters haven't been paying their taxes. And when they haven't been paying their taxes, they get audited and they don't pay back these audits. Then the feds investigate them even more. And turns out what they do is a bunch of illegal activity. Because what these so-called grifters do, everyone, these so-called grifters, what they do is illegal. Turns out they were selling they were selling stuff that they shouldn't be selling. They were selling this and that. They were selling stuff that they shouldn't be selling, and as a result, the feds found out. And now, when they find out, they walk away in handcuffs and thrown in jail. Then appear after when they're in handcuffs, they get into the car. They get thrown in jail. And then they do their day in courts. Then they get found guilty, thrown in prison, then rot in there and get beaten up, shanked, and extorted. That's what happens to dating coaches, everyone. That's what happens to the majority of these so-called grifters. Beaten up, extorted, and shanked in prison. Because that's where they go. Make another one, everyone. Hold up. Oh, that didn't come out wrong, everyone. Let's do this again. Love this, everybody. And that's what it is, everybody. Because and as I was saying about these so-called dating roaches, everyone, these so-called dating roaches, that's what happens to them. They get beaten up, shanked, and extorted in prison. Because you believe me, you do not want to go to prison all because you couldn't control your own lustful desires, everyone. You don't want to go to prison, believe me. All because you couldn't control your lustful desires. Now having to do time in prison and getting pumped and dumped by a bunch of big guys in prison. Believe me, prison's no place to be, everyone. It isn't. If I were you, everyone, don't take advice from scammer criminals because that could be you getting shanked, beaten, extorted if you go on that route. You could lose everything, even if you could lose everything. And if you're a kid, stay off the internet, come back when you're more mature and develop, because the internet's a very crazy and hostile place when you're not prepared. That's why kids should not be on social media, everyone. Kids should not be using social media. And if they take advice from these so-called grifters, they're now a prime target for these grifters, taking horrible advice from men who are criminal degenerates. Exactly. Because these so-called red pill criminals, they're degenerates. They're cowards. They don't care about you or the people they're giving advice from. They do not care. So if I were you, parents, you need to do a good job of monitoring your kids, what they watch on the internet. You have to. Because the internet's a crazy and hostile place for children. They shouldn't be on Discord. They shouldn't be on Twitter. They shouldn't be on social media. They shouldn't even be on YouTube or on Instagram. They shouldn't be on those. Kids shouldn't be on there. And that's why, as an adult like myself, we know what's going on, how the internet works. Kids should be forbidden from using social media. Period. And that's all I have to say, everyone. Anyways, if you like this video, like, comment, and share. Please, everyone, share this video. And as always, like, comment, share, subscribe, and share the living crap out of this video, everyone. And that's all I have to say. Fight this degenerate agenda.